I'm sure many of you have heard of movies in which killer robots take over the world, but I'm here to convince you that the reality of these machines is far more positive than how they're often portrayed in fiction. I will tell you that you don't have to be afraid of robots, and also of their potential benefits they can provide you. I've always been fascinated by robots and have researched articles, documentaries, and online lectures about how they will play a pivotal role in the next half-century. I will first address the fear that many people have of robots taking away their jobs and causing general harm to the public. Second, I will talk about why you should definitely support robots and not fear their further development. And finally, how robots can make yours and everyone's lives better and safer as a result of your potential support for the emerging technology. Let's begin. I will first talk about the common concerns people have with robots. We all need to acknowledge the fact that robots are already in wide use and becoming more advanced with each passing year. This is causing much concern on how they will affect the workforce environment and whether or not robots that are potentially dangerous should be used at all. More and more companies are turning to automation, and with the recent COVID-19 pandemic, this gradual shift to machines has only hastened. After all, robots can't get sick, they don't tire, and they don't need pay. This is leading many essential workers to question their job security if a robot can do what they can do just as well. This shift to mechanical labor will eventually change how many companies have functioned for years and will cause fear among their employees' livelihood if they are no longer needed. Robots already in use for self-driving cars, law enforcement, and the military are already causing accidental and purposeful deaths. This is leaving many concerned about the obvious dangers of sending self-automated robots out into the world that can make potentially life-threatening decisions on their own. According to Stephen Oren's 2019 CQ article titled Self-Driving Cars, the evolving technology also raises thorny ethical questions about who is liable when driverless cars cause injury or property damage. Now that I've talked about the problems and concerns of robots, I'll move on to the solutions. Raising public awareness about job automation and creating proper legislation that regulates the use of self-automated robots are two methods that can address these problems. The sooner we inform and train those who might be affected by job automation, the sooner we prepare essential workers for being able to adapt to a changing workforce more gradually. Instead of abandoning people just based on their chosen profession, we should instead choose the more constructive approach of helping repurpose their existing skills for more rewarding and new career. We owe it to these hardworking people to help us support them so they can follow along in the changing times and not be left behind unemployed. It is also important to address the rising concerns people have about self-automated robots that can kill people. And if we ignore these issues for too long, it may cost innocent people their lives. One perfect example of how military robots have been used to cause senseless destruction will be the United States' usage of remote-operated drones to conduct target aerial strikes in the Middle East. Such weapons have often led to causing massive collateral damage, civilian deaths, and even the considerations for being classified as a war crime. According to Patrick Lynn, Keith Abney, and George Becky's 2011 Opposing Viewpoints article titled AI Military Robots Can Be Programmed to Act Ethically, technology, however, is a double-edged sword, with both benefits and risks, critics and advocates. And autonomous military robots are no exception, no matter how compelling the case may be to pursue such research. Proper legislation of self-driving cars and military robots must be put in place by Congress as soon as possible, because if not used wisely, the future of advanced robotics may follow a similar path to that of aerial drone strikes. Now that I've discussed the solutions for robot development, I'll move on to the benefits. Once the moral considerations and necessary precautions have been taken in place for transitioning robots into everyday life, the benefits they will be able to provide society as a whole will be immeasurable. While self-automation will inevitably affect many jobs, it will also create new ones as well. As with the Industrial Revolution and the creation of the car industry in the early 1900s, the rise in automation is predicted to form many new job opportunities, such as manufacturing and maintenance. According to Patrick Marshall's 2015 CQ research article titled Robotics and the Economy, not only do machines relieve humans of such chores, they are generally able to perform the work more efficiently and at a lower cost, making the businesses much more competitive in the global markets. Also, they can make products more affordable to consumers. Robots are designed to perform menial labor and many unpleasant or hazardous jobs that can pose a risk to the health of their workers. So some robots are already being developed for tasks that can save lives and make a positive difference in the world, such as search and rescue, medical science, environmental cleanup, and the dangerous disposal of bombs that can, without the risking of a human soldier's life. This shifting of responsibilities to robots allows everyday people to more comfortably enjoy their lives and pursue their own interests happily and safely. With that said, let me conclude. Today, I would like to convince you that robots are not something to be afraid of and of their potential benefits. I first addressed the general fear and problems people have with them. Second, I told you why you should support the solutions that will handle their impact in the future. And lastly, how your general wellness and life satisfaction can improve based on the benefits robots can provide. Robots are not the stuff of science fiction anymore. They are becoming more intertwined in everyday reality. And if we want them to create a positive impact in the coming decades, we must act now by raising awareness about the rising job automation and voting for laws that take into consideration and ethics of dangerous self-automated robots. People are always afraid of new technology and ideas, but if we work together, we can push this new technology on the right path to create a beneficial age of progress for future generations as well as our own. Thank you.